I knew this game was going to be a challenging game just because, Arkansas' style. And, they shoot the three. The threes that you saw them shooting and hitting tonight, that's something that they do. We expected that. And we knew that that's something that could present challenges for us. So, but proud of our kids. We came out. We didn't always play great, but we had some flashes where we looked really good. And it's really good to get back in the win column. I'm very proud of the way, I always tell them in life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% is how you deal with it. And there was nothing we could do about that Texas A&M game, but we could do a lot about what the future was going to hold. And they came out, we had two really good practices where they were loose, confident, and I think it showed today. So good bounce back game for us. Very pleased with the effort, everybody contributed. In a really good way, especially our bench. We got some good minutes for our bench as we continue to try to grow that, because we're going to need that as we go down the stretch.
We'll start with Brad, Caroline, and Kai.
This can be for Coach and Teonni. How did it feel about coming back home and being in Memorial?
For me, I'm very proud of our kids for their resiliency and the fight. We played 4 games out of 5 on the road in the SEC, and that's tough. It's really tough, and we've been away for a while, but they were very professional about it. But it was exciting to be able to come back in front of our home fans. It was a good crowd tonight. I think we helped grow the game today. You watch the way the game was played. It was up and down. It was free flowing. It was freedom of movement, and it was entertaining. And so I think we helped grow the game. But it was really good to be back here. And you still, again, for me, I didn't know any different, and then you get used to a situation. But Mike Neighbors talked about the facility. He walked around it last night, and no offense, but he said it was probably the worst facility, before, and he said now it's one of the best. And so that was eye-opening for me. I had a friend who came up to the game. He's from Virginia, and he was mesmerized by the facility and how it looked. So it was just really good to be back home in front of your home fans.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. It was nice. We had a good crowd, and it was great just being out there with everyone and seeing everyone who came out.
Teonni, on Thursday, it was really just you getting things going, but today, everybody was involved, even the bench. What difference did you see from today?
I think today, we would just all came out with more energy, more focus, just more togetherness. I think just being connected and confident with what we're doing as individuals, that helps everyone really get to their spots, know what they're doing and stuff like that. So I think obviously we had some ups and downs, but I think that was the biggest difference, was just being out there together, being confident as an individual and as a group.
With both of your losses being on the road this year and that North Carolina one being real early in the season, did you see a difference in the team and how they handled this one?
Yeah, I did. The first loss, we were still trying to figure out who we were, and now we're understanding who we are a little bit. And this league is too tough. I don't think anyone's going to go undefeated. And South Carolina is great, but there's great teams in here that will challenge you, on every given night. So to be able to try to go undefeated, that's going to be a very tall feat for anyone. So it was more of, hey, how do we handle it? And when we came back, we watched film on Friday. It wasn't a lot of yelling. It wasn't a lot of finger pointing. It was just, okay, basically we just didn't make shots, and when we dove into it, we got shots that we wanted to get, but it was just one of those nights. If you tell me that we're going to get 18 three-point attempts, and you tell me I'm going to make 1, I would say you're crazy. We're going to at least make 3 or 4. If you make 3 or 4, you win that basketball game. So we didn't hang our heads. We were disappointed. We didn't hang our heads. But they really took me to heart, and they said it happened. All right, so then let's go out and fix it so it doesn't happen again.
Phoenix, John.
Coach, I guess for both of y'all, you're heading into a big stretch of games where tough slate to end the season. Just how big was it today to kind of get back on track?
We've been in a tough slate, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Every game is tough, and to say that teams, the Vanderbilt and the Floridas and everybody's not tough. Every game is tough, and we approach it one game at a time. And if we look down at the schedule, I didn't know who we played on Thursday until somebody told me. And it's honestly, as a coach, when you have a team and you're enjoying the moment and you're enjoying everything that you're doing with them, I don't want to look down, the line. I don't want to say I only have 10 more games with Georgia A more. We're just going to enjoy every moment of it. And I think by us staying in the moment, it allows us to really focus on the task at hand, and the task at hand is what's right in front of you. So they do a tremendous job of understanding that. And hey, today's today. We got to make sure that we do something great today, and so that's how we're going to get through the whole rest of the season. Do we have any more games in January?
Yeah, on the 30th against Alabama.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're going to take them one at a time.
Done.
Kenny, you mentioned the bench, and it seems like we worry more about that than you. You've told us on many occasions you've got this, but you're up by 20. Lexi's having a great game. Why not give them a little bit more time out there?
Well, I could tell you, but you would never understand unless you were at my practices every day. Everything that we do is by design, and we know what we're doing. We know who needs to be in the game with who. All right. I know that maybe Amelia hasn't scored in a game, so maybe she does need some more time out there. Right, and then I watch every one of them in practice to see, okay, who deserves what and what opportunities. ST has gained opportunity through us because she's working her butt off in practice. Not to say that Lexi's not, but there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture in us and us gaining our chemistry with everyone, and they all know. They are fully aware, and you guys as media, you'll never understand it because you don't come to every practice. She knows, okay? Lexi knows. ST knows. Okay, everybody knows their opportunities, and so now when they get that opportunity, they need to take advantage of it. And Lexi, did a good job. You said she played great. I say she played good. Because just because she made a shot, there's some things that she has to work on. But I'm very pleased with what she did because she has gained what she's gotten because she's come to practice every day, and she has not hung her head. She's probably the most vocal, would you say? Because it's almost annoying that she's so vocal. All right, but we love that. And so everybody understands where they are and what they're doing within this program, and I like that, and Lexi knows what she needs to do, and she's working towards that.
Caroline.
How are you guys working together to avoid fatigue as, SEC play is difficult top to bottom?
I think, and I know why you guys talk about it so much, because you are reporters and you're journalists and you do a fantastic job, and that's what you're supposed to talk about. All right, but we are well aware of their level of fatigue. There's not a team in the country right now that's not tired, okay? There's a lot of teams who might play 8 or 9 people, but then they might go into practice and they might practice for 4 hours. And they might go up and down. They might, scrimmage. We're well in tune with their bodies and what they need to do and how we need to operate. And we can't have magic dust where losing Jordan and losing Dom when we lost them. Okay, they were a big part of what we were going to do. It was really going to bolster our bench. Lexi Blue as a freshman, and we knew that she was going to have an adjustment period. Cassidy, playing her role, and ST taking a little bit of time to figure things out. That's essentially, we didn't plan for that, and so we're 17-2, doing what we're doing, and we're getting better and better. But I promise you, every day we talk about what we're going to do. We treat them very professionally. They come out, she might get a massage one day instead of practicing, or they might get shots instead of practicing. And then we'll practice, really good one day to get their timing and everything. And it works. And it's something that I've had to do. Like I said, the year we went to the Final Four, I played 6.5. Okay, one kid got in sometimes she didn't. But we operated in that fashion. So we're not going to go out here and practice tomorrow and they're going to go 4 hours. We're going to make sure that we're taking care of their bodies. We're well aware of how many minutes they play, what they need to do, and they're doing a good job of accommodating that as well.
Lindsay Phoenix.
For Teonni, Coach was talking about not getting ahead of himself and looking down the line. How are you guys as players able to do that and not think about some of those really big games ahead?
I think just like he said, just focusing on the next one ahead of us, like the next one is the most important one. Just being who we are as a team on and off the court, we have a lot of trust and connectivity with each other, including the staff. So they know what's best for us, we know what's best for us. So I think just focusing on the next game, taking what we need and trusting our staff.
It wasn't just her, but at Texas A&M, Georgia Amore struggled to kind of put the ball in the hoop, and today, 7 of 12 from the field. What'd you like from her today?
I like Georgia every day. Even when she didn't play well. I mean, she didn't play well at Texas A&M because she's getting hounded. She's getting hounded and very physical and sometimes excessive. But I thought after that game, I think the ones that we applauded were her energy because she played hard. She didn't always play great, but she was dealing with. She came over to talk to me one time, and the Texas A&M assistant coach stood up and yelled at one of their players, and because that player didn't walk over to the huddle when she came over to me, and they said, when she walks, you walk. And when you're playing like that constantly and somebody's following you, you're going to have some games. But her energy was always good. I applauded her energy and I applauded Teonni's energy. So Georgia and I, we're working on some stuff after practice on Saturday. Just how coming off ball screens and doing different things, doing it differently and handling some of the pressure. And I thought she came out today and she facilitated great. I thought that play that we had at the end of the third quarter when she could have heaved up a three and she passed it over to Deja Lawrence is the epitome of how we want to play basketball. And I think the roof came off this place when Deja hit it. So, she's going to play great. She draws so much attention, and she gets the people basketball where they need it.
Awesome. Thanks. We'll see you Thursday.